The Artist Room podcast with Jess.
Hi, everyone. I'm Jess, and this is the Artist Room podcast where we talk about music, creativity, inspiration, and everything in between. And I'm excited because today joining me is an emerging voice in the underground music scene with the style that bridges the gap between rap and R&B. He continues to push creative boundaries while staying authentic to his roots. As his audience grows, one thing is clear, this underground artist is only getting started. We have Khaliph.
Thank you,
How are
thank you,
you?
thank you. I feel good, Jess. Like, thank you for asking. How you feeling?
I'm good. Thank you. Thank
Yeah,
you for coming on to the pod. How did you start getting into music? Like, at what age? Who got you into it? Run me through it.
yeah. So I've been in my music my whole life, because I'm Jamaican. I'm a Jamaican, Jamaican born in America. So, music has been a part of my life from the beginning. From when they drove me home in the hospital, banging music max volume. I'm asleep. You know what I'm saying? Because that's just our vibration. So uh and then prior to that, my grandfather owned a record label in Jamaica. My big brother was a DJ. So it's been like drinking water, you feel me? So I always love music. I still love music. I love listening to it, making it, all that.
hmm Yeah, you said your uncle
What part?
um owns a studio.
Oh, no, my grandpa, he owned a record label. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I could definitely see that. Do you go there a lot to record or I
Nah,
think it's in Jamaica, right?
yeah, the record label in Jamaica, but he actually sold it. He decided to become a pastor. Um So, he was very successful. He ended up getting I think the biggest name I know, because I'm much younger than him. But the biggest name I know he worked with was 50 Cent. So, he definitely had some skin in the game, but he decided he wanted to pivot, but I'll take the reins for the family, you know.
Okay, okay. You got it. The torch is now passed on to you.
So,
Um, so when listening to some of your songs, you blend rap and R&B. Is that how you feel, or you disagree with that?
yeah, that's where I want to
Like
place
rap and
myself.
R&B?
That's definitely where I want to place myself vocally, Uh I want to be super versatile and like touch all genres, but yeah, because it's like I do like to rap, but I feel like melodies come first. Like they're more important for the listener. For me as an artist, I like what I'm saying, and the flow, and the rhyme schemes is what I'm thinking about. But I also understand listeners, your average listener isn't a music savant like that. So what they would just want to hear is a good melody to get stuck in their head. So that's definitely why I decided to blend it that way for sure. Hmm.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Who would you say is someone that kind of inspired your sound, or is it just something that you naturally just did?
Who inspired my sound? 100% gotta go with PNB Rock for sure. Um, he was one of the first people I heard in blend melody and rap. Growing up, besides the dancehall artists I've listened to. I also gotta give credit to Ray Shremmerd, Sway Lee, and them.
hmm
Um, that they just took it to a different level when Sway Lee would hit like falsettos in his music. That was another thing I don't even remember Rock doing early on. And then I would say probably like Drake, uh, and my dog XXX Tentacion too. As far as versatility goes, he touched every genre. He went heavy metal to R&B to just just with the guitar, dancehall, whatever. He did it. So those are definitely people I say inspired my sound to this current day.
I feel like that's a really good mixture. Like, I think that's so spot on when I listen to you. I think that's very spot on. But yeah, I like all of those artists as well. And I can definitely see how, definitely with P&B Rock, how he blended rap and R&B so well.
Yeah, he did. He did. R.I.P. Rock, man.
hmm Um, so I did want to ask, what's the story behind the latest project or single you released in the moment?
In the moment, yeah. Um, so the story behind In the Moment. Uh, I was talking to a girl and she just didn't like, because of the space and time we were at in life, I guess understandably so. She felt as though like I would be like the crowd that we was around and just looking for like fast love, fast interactions or whatever. Um, and I guess I was just feeling that, you know, I guess a bit disappointed that where our relationship could have gone ended because of expectations that she just set, on me, rather than have me be able to show for myself what type of time I was on, So I just went to the studio literally like that same week where I knew that was that, and went to the studio and made that song. And you can hear in the lyrics I said, "Baby, I want this shit forever. I hate living in the moment." You know, I just started talking about what we was going through, um, and I just kind of described that whole thing on my in a minute and some change. Uh yeah, if y'all listen to it's very self-explanatory. Like what I'm saying, I was
Mhm.
pretty raw, pretty direct in that John. Um but there's some awesome melodies in there, of course, like I said. And you know, talked about that. Talked about how I've healed, from my past situationship. You feel me? My situations. I just kind of made it clear, what type of man I am from that song. So if you want to hear about that, what type of lover I am, what type of man I've become, I definitely talked about it a bit in that song.
Yes. No, I think that's great too, because I feel like music is such a great outlet where you can talk about a situation or express a situation directly, but also indirectly at the same time.
Hmm.
Do you ever feel like you run into the issue as like a music artist where you have people that don't really know how to connect with you, like Khaliph himself? You know what I mean? Well, Khaliph is your artist name. I don't know if that's your real name, but like who you are apart from you making music.
Yeah, I wouldn't say so. I think honestly the difference between me as an artist is just that I'm I can be a bit reserved IRL, you feel me? That's really it though. I'm less expressive, less likely to tell you what I'm thinking. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And that's what I do in my music. So, um, because that's the easiest way for me to communicate. That's how I think. So other than that, not much different. I'm not really putting on an act or anything like that. It's not a character, but it's definitely an outlet. So that's the biggest thing. I'm just less of someone to be out in the mix, less likely to be talking about how I feel. But you'll find out once I'm on stage. Yeah.
No, that's cool. So you're introverted no matter what. So um I guess
Yeah.
I'll go this route. Um, what message or feeling do you want like anyone who listens to you to take away from your music overall?
Mm, yeah. Overall, it's a good word because I was gonna say it's definitely different song by song, but overall, I preach a lot of honesty. I try to say a lot of things people think and don't want to say. Uh, um, but I guess I'm kind of trying to lead by example. So I would say overall is to to you know like to be authentic and to not really worry about what other people are thinking, and
Mhm.
just kind of do you. Um, there's kind of different messages that I push. Um, I definitely in my music, as far as the R&B side goes, as far as romance goes, I definitely talk about being intentional a lot, you know, and meaning what you say and doing what you mean. Um, and then as far as the songs where I'm popping it's just your swag is your swag and just be that. Don't try to pivot and try to be like what you think you're supposed to be like. Be like you. So
Mhm.
I guess though you can say those are two overall themes.
Okay.
Hmm.
So just like being authentic overall like honest, intentional. There's nothing more you need to do. It's kind of
Mhm.
like that like package where it's like three ingredients.
Mhm. Exactly. And they'll all work out. So
Yes. Okay. So what necessarily separates you from other artists or other underground artists?
keep it a bean, Jess. I just think I sound better. I just sound way better. you know? But nah, besides that, um, but what I think it's deeper than the music. What separates me personally is because I'm personally already trying to push for the things that I see. Like I'm not competing with the other underground artists. I'm competing with Lil Durk, Drake, Sway Lee. I'm competing with them. So whenever I see them doing well, that's what I'm trying to do, not what everyone else is doing. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to do real rollouts, merch, identity, theme, all that. And the rollouts transcend just the music. It's how I look in public. I might dress a certain way when this album or this tape coming out or this project coming up. You know what I'm saying? I might only appear in these venues on these platforms. Everything's intentional, like I said. So I definitely want to appear more polished as far as how I'm going about releasing music. And then the music just sound mad good, y'all. I can't even cap. Like,
Hmm.
it'll only be so modest.
Yeah. No, I love that you're confident in yourself. Because you have to believe in yourself. Like if you try to get into this and like try to be down and overly humble, it, who else is gonna believe in you if you don't stand for yourself? So
Right,
I definitely get that.
right.
Um, and no, I like your sound too. I think that your sound is something that I would put on like the rotation of my playlist. So,
And the best part is, um, I'm not even now, entirely fond of all my music that's out because the music I have unreleased is so much better, it's so good, you know. So I'm definitely probably I know the music that's out is pretty good too. But I definitely speak from a place that, the fans and listeners and yourself, like you guys don't know yet. But I can't wait to hear it. It's just all so good.
okay, okay. Um, so when you're creating a song, do you normally start like with the hook, the lyrics, the beat? Like, how do you go about it?
Yeah, if we're talking structure, I definitely try to write the hook first. That's what matters most to like your average listener.
Mhm.
But not all my songs have hooks, you know. And it's because if I'm not really writing with structure, what I'm just doing is obviously I do pick a beat first, and then I'm humming and just making noises, stringing sounds together until they sound like dopamine, until they make me just feel happy on off hearing myself doing it, and then I add some words to it, you know. And if those words happen to sound like a hook, then that's the hook. But if it doesn't, then it's the flow of the verse, you know. And
Okay.
definitely should be able to hear that for sure in the music. Like as you guys listen to my music more, like you're gonna realize like it probably just melodies are just like I don't know. Like I wonder how many other artists do. I bet all the artists I like do this. Like they have to, because I really just like artists with like great melodies, like Sway Lee and PNB Rock, like we talked about. And it's like I feel like that's the formula. I feel like that's the way to make great music. Because you have to have a great mind to say the right things, but also for it to sound so good. Because on the flip side, like for me personally, like you have artists like Pooh Shiesty, like there's like no melody and hardly any flow. He's just like saying what he's saying, and I can't get behind that at all. I can't stand it honestly. You know, so
Hmm.
it just doesn't vibe, like doesn't resonate with me. But then, like you said, you got the artists like Sway Lee, who like a song like Sunflower, you can't make without thinking about melody. you know, um,
Hmm.
so yeah, that's what I would say.
Okay.
Mm.
No, I've definitely heard that before, but obviously not making music and stuff like that. So I don't know. I'm like, how do you do it? But okay, okay. It definitely
yeah.
comes together though. It definitely
Mhm.
comes together. Um, I did want to ask, you say that you do planned rollouts.
Mm-hmm.
because you want to present yourself in the best way as in your arts.
Mm-hmm.
Because all of that comes together.
Mm-hmm.
Um, when you're performing,
Yeah.
how has that launched you further as an artist performing?
Mm-hmm.
Kind of just run me through getting that performance and when you're on stage and stuff like that.
Yeah, so that's something I'm definitely still working on. It's been an evolving thing for me performing because I feel like that's been like yeah, that's been like my newest addition to my game. You know, I had the music good. I got my networking really good, people I know. And performing something I'm still passing for sure. Um, originally it started super random, get on stage, do a couple bangers, you know, step
Mhm.
off stage. Um, and it didn't matter the order or anything like that. I started with just like open mics and stuff like that, low competitions. Um, Now fast forward, like I've done, a few festivals, and once I got to those, I was kind of more intentional, like the flow of the music, rather than going like love song, hype song, super calm song. You can bring the fans on a roller coaster like that, but it is kind of startling. So I
Mhm.
try to make it like a journey, you know, and kind of bring them, to a climax in the show rather than just random music, you know. Um, I say one of my best sets. I opened up for Lloyd. Um, the
That's
Yeah, yeah, it was fired. Lay your head down, and Bobby Valentino was there too. It was some good heads there, and that I knew the company I was with, so I really planned that and kind of focused on like leading the crowd through like an emotion. um so that's what I do as far as like going on stage. I'm still prep. You know what I'm still learning now, like when I want to get better at like movement on stage. Like I know I do move around on stage, but I see other artists who are better at it, and that's what I want to get really good at. Like commanding the stage and having like a bigger, better presence. And I know that comes with much more than just you, because like Chris Brown, like I know he's great on stage, but he has background dancers often. He has pyrotechnics and stunts and all kinds of stuff. And I don't know if I'm gonna be doing backflips and shit like him, but I'm gonna definitely I definitely want to have bigger performances with characters and signs and lights and all kinds of things. I want to make it super exciting, um, because that's something that I peeped that from. I peeped that from Travis Scott and Kanye West. That's where I seen that from,
Mhm.
as far as the way the shows go. And as far as shows go, those are two people I definitely look at as my goal. So that's where I'm at right now, and that's where I'm trying to go as far as that question.
Okay. No, yeah. No, that was a perfect answer.
Mhm.
Um, but I think that's awesome that you got to open up for a huge artist.
Mhm.
I think that's where you start. Open mics,
Mhm.
um, doing performances like that. Like there's so many different avenues. Not avenues. Well, there are different avenues, but
Mhm.
there's different businesses or organizations that need talent, that need people who are comfortable, and have good music. And I
Mhm.
definitely feel like your kind of music has a vibe to it. And I
Mhm.
feel like you kind of already know your audience
Yeah.
of who would be interested in that kind of music. So I feel like definitely just keep putting yourself out there and, you know,
All
touch
right.
gold. um, so I kind of already asked this, but it's like in a different way
Mhm.
because it could be overall, not on a specific thing. What's the biggest challenge you face as an independent artist so far?
Uh, One thing I'll say right now, I'm shooting a music video tomorrow, right? And I'm doing all the delegation. Like I got the videographer, I got the stuntman, I got the extras, I got the girls. I have to put all this together myself while just being an artist. You know, things like that. Like I just have to plan everything, control everything. And then, as you can see so far, like I'm trying to do things at a very high scale. as far as quality goes. So I'm doing this a lot. I'm doing a lot of connecting dots, getting people to, commit to something. On top of right now, like I'm hardly having any budget half the time. So I just people just got to do it off the strength that they bang with what I got going on, So that's another thing because it's some people who just won't, whether it's their career or not, when you ask them to do something because you are emerging, now they want some compensation for it, when it's not even guaranteed for me to get compensation for what I'm doing, So
Mhm.
I can't really do that. Then a while back before all of this, all the great things started to happen, I got burnt by a videographer. Um, I had paid him like $700 for a music video, and he was one of the really good videographers in our city. And he shoots for a certain crowd, um, in the city too. But yeah, he just we shot the vid, but I never got the vid, you know. Um, it was real weird situation, but had I been attached to a label, that just wouldn't have happened. It wouldn't even have been my money. So it's like it's definitely like, yeah, the financial burden and the mental stress of having to control everything. And I think that's probably why a lot of artists just kind of fall off early on because they don't have the bandwidth to handle all of that early on as independent artists. It's definitely tough.
Yeah. Dang. Why would he scam like that? That's so lame.
It was. I
Um,
seen him the other day too.
it,
I seen him the other day too, but um, I was like, I asked my homie that know about the situation. I was like, yo, like so and so here, like, should I say something? And he said, nah, let your get back be, where you going. I said, all right, say that.
all right. That's a good friend
hmm
for sure. Couldn't be me. But
hmm
I digress. You did the right you did the right thing.
It's harder than it's definitely hard. I feel you.
But it's like it's the reason why I say that is because I feel like when somebody does something,
hmm
I feel like they just disappear off the face of the earth. Like I really feel like it's a huge test for me, and then I never get to confront that person again because I never cross paths with anyone that has done me wrong. So I'm like,
hmm
dang, you got to see the person who did you wrong and like
Yeah,
let it go.
and it took like 2 years to see him. I didn't see him all of a
Oh,
sudden,
okay.
but like I said, he's five, and so we had crossed paths again. I'm sure we had a conversation eventually, but my homie, he got my best interest in him, so I do that. hmm
Okay, okay, okay. Well, it's been 2 years. Okay. I can see that. Like, I'm not even thinking about that $700 anymore. So I get that. Okay. So I feel like there's different layers of you, and I feel like it's gonna come out over time. Um, so I feel like as you continue to grow, which is a given, is going to happen,
Yeah,
then we'll see more of Khalif. We'll see more of what you can do from what you already given to the world already.
right.
So I did want to ask you next is what's next for you? What's upcoming, your projects, collaborations, or performances that we
Yeah.
should look for?
As far as what's coming next, I'm definitely on a press tour right now. So more podcasts, more interviews, all that. That's my cat. I don't know if you can hear it right now.
No, I didn't know you were a cat person.
Yeah, I'm a heavy cat person. I got two cats, Orchid and Lily. They sweet, but they love attention and all that stuff. I'll probably bring them on stage one day. But yeah.
You
As far as what was you asking me again? But
I was asking
yeah,
about any upcoming projects, collaborations, or performances.
yeah. So yeah, like I said, I'm on a press tour, so heavy interviews, podcasts, all that. Um, songs dropping. We doing singles. I'm heavy just singles right now. Until I feel it's the right time to drop a project. And then when it's the right time to drop a project, I'm gonna craft that. It's gonna be, I'm not just gonna make a playlist of songs. It's gonna be the full thing. So um, that probably won't come for a while, but definitely singles. I got Who Gonna Hold You dropping. Um, that should be dropping the first Friday of April. Um,
Okay.
we also got songs like Wild are coming out this summer, Moscato. Y'all gonna see about those. And then as far as shows go, May 1st, performing at Roar with AO Mod. That's gonna be awesome. I don't know if you ever been to Philly, Jess. You ever been to Philly?
I have.
Yeah, so
Is it like hilly, like mountainous?
what you say?
Isn't it like hilly, like mountainous?
Who? What? Philadelphia?
Yeah.
I got
No, oh my gosh, I'm talking about Petersburg. Never mind.
nah, Philly. Yeah, you ever been out here or
Never
no?
mind. I have been out there, but I was super, super young. When I went
Mm-hmm.
out there recently, well, not to Philadelphia, but to Petersburg recently,
Mm-hmm.
it was like the roads were like this.
Yeah, yeah, it'd be
Like
like
they were
that.
so.
Pennsylvania got like great like landscapes, but yeah, some of the towns definitely mad hills and all that. But yeah, bro, like you should come out to Philly though. Like we performing at Roar, like it's gonna be Roar like a real nice club in the city. Pop out like it's gonna be a great show, and I got a crazy set. I'm about to really rock out. So if you wanna find out about all the stuff I'm talking about in this interview, you and everybody else, pull up May 1st. Roar for AO My show. Hmm.
Pull up May 1st. He's letting us know in March. How considerate.
All right.
Thank you. um, so okay, you have plans, singles, you're gonna release an album when you're ready. You got a single coming out on April, the first Friday of April,
Mm-hmm.
a performance in on May 1st, and TBD on other singles and TBD on an album. Okay.
Here she go right here. Look how she dancing up and stuff.
Oh my gosh. I have like the kind of like the same cat. Is she a girl?
Yeah, she's a girl. Yeah,
Okay. I have like the boy version.
yeah. She's a sweetie. She don't know when to chill. Like I'm working right now, gang. I don't know I'm working right now.
She's so chill.
Hmm.
Ah, that just made my day. I love cats.
No bad.
Okay. And then before I let you go, what are three things that you are grateful for?
Grateful to have woken up today. I'm grateful for my health, and I'm grateful to God. Yeah.
Okay, valid, valid.
Hmm.
Um, Okay, so y'all already know his plans for 2026. Some things are to be determined, some things are already set. April 1st, check out for that single. And May 1st for his performance in Philly. Um, More info to know what he's doing is by following him on social media. So let them know where they can follow you.
Yeah, y'all can find me on all platforms. For music goes, Khaliph, KHALIPH. You want to find me on Instagram, KHALIPH.1. That's Khaliph.1. If you want to find me on X, it's Leave Me Alone. And same thing for TikTok, Leave Me Alone 1. I'm sure my Instagram will be a linked and tag here. Definitely, if you don't be scared to send me a DM, check out my music, let me know what you think. I'm heavy. I love to interact. I love to get better. So, you feel me? If y'all love it, let me know. If you hate it, let me know. All that, and that's where you can find me.
Okay, awesome. And make sure you follow me, Jess, at Where's Jess, Where'sJess. And make sure you also follow or subscribe, like, comment, all that good stuff to the Artist Room podcast. And leave a comment if you would want to see who you'd like to see featured next.
No
But I
doubt.
thank you so much, Khalif. And yeah, I hope you have a great day.
You know it, Jess. Thank you so much.